Hey YouTubers and fams, it's Drew. Welcome back to my variety channel, California Pickin', where I show you a variety of content so no one gets bored. Hey guys, today was an amazing day. I never thought we'd see the day. It's May 17th, 2022, and it's the first day of the congressional hearings investigating the phenomenon of UFOs, which they now call UAPs, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. And it's really amazing. Like I said, I never thought I'd see the day would come where the government would admit, finally, after all these decades of denying that UFOs and aliens actually have been visiting our planet, that they would finally have to convene and recognize this fact. And it's absolute vindication day for me, as well as millions of other UFO watchers and believers, truth seekers. Shout out to you and all my Facebook UFO groups. I'll be posting this over at your site soon. But absolutely, we can take off our tinfoil hats, guys. And all these people over the years, possibly your friends and your family and other people, have ridiculed you for believing in UFOs and this sort of phenomenon. It's our day, guys. Time to celebrate.
And that's the object we're looking at right there now, right?
That's it right there.
Okay. Last year's report also said that of those 144, 18 of them reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics, appear to demonstrate advanced technology, and some of them appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. That's pretty intriguing. And if you're able to answer this in this setting, are we aware of any foreign adversary capable of moving objects without any discernible means of propulsion?
I think I would, without discernible means of propulsion, I would say that we're not aware of any adversary that can move an object without discernible means.
Now it's interesting, in one of these clips I'm going to show you, one of the representatives from our government questioning two officials from this task force who are supposed to be supposed experts or knowledgeable about UFOs. This one, either congressperson or senator, questions the fact that there has been an event over Malmstrom Air Force Base where supposedly UFOs had disarmed some of our capabilities, I'll just say that, and the two officials act like they have never heard of this event, and this representative from our government questions them and says, well, I thought you guys are looking into it, so if you're not looking into it, who is? Check out this film footage. It's pretty incredible.
It's also been reported that there have been UAP observed and interacting with and flying over sensitive military facilities, particularly, and not just ranges, but some facilities housing our strategic nuclear forces. One such incident allegedly occurred at Malmstrom Air Force Base, in which 10 of our nuclear ICBMs were rendered inoperable. At the same time, a glowing red orb was observed overhead. I'm not commenting on the accuracy of this. I'm simply asking you whether you're aware of it and whether you have any comment on the accuracy of that report.
Let me pass that to Mr. Bray, since we've been looking at UAPs over the last 3 years.
That data is not within the holdings of the UAP task force.
Okay, but are you aware of the report, or that the data exists somewhere?
I have heard stories. I have not seen the official data on that.
So you've just seen informal stories, no official assessment that you've done or exists within DoD that you're aware of regarding the Malmstrom incident?
All I can speak to is, what's within my cognizance of the UAP task force, and we have not looked at that incident.
Well, I would say, it's a pretty high-profile incident. I don't claim to be an expert on this, but that's out there in the ether. you're the guys investigating it. I mean, who else is doing it?
If something was officially brought to our attention, we would look at it. There are many things that are out there in the ether that aren't officially brought to our attention.
So how would it have to be officially brought to your
Usually
attention?
an
I'm
official-
bringing it to your
Sure,
attention.
no.
This is pretty official.
Sure. So we'll go back and take a look at it, but generally there is some authoritative figure that says there is an incident that occurred. We'd like you to look at this. But in terms of just tracking what may be in the media that says that something occurred at this time, at this place, there are probably a lot of leads that we would have to follow up on. I don't think we have resource to do that right now.
Well, I don't claim to be an authoritative figure, but for what it's worth, I would like you to look into it. And
Sure.
if for no other reason, you could dismiss it and say this is not worth wasting resources on.
Will do.
And then finally, are you aware of a document that appeared around 2019, sometimes called the Admiral Wilson Memo or EW Notes Memo?
I am not.
You're not.
I'm not personally aware of that.
Okay. This is a document in which, again, I'm not commenting on the veracity. I was hoping you would help me with that, in which a former head of DIA claims to have had a conversation with the Dr. Eric Wilson and claims to have sort of been made aware of certain contractors or DoD programs that he tried to get fuller access to and was denied access to. So you're not aware of that?
I'm not aware, Congressman.
In my 10 seconds remaining, then I guess I just would ask Mr. Chairman unanimous consent to enter that memo into the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr.
Pause.
Chairman. Appreciate it.
Awkward pause.
Krishnamurthy.
Today, but I just first want to talk about these 4 photographs here. The first 2 on the top are taken by, I believe, Navy pilots flying in very high-tech jets, and they track these 2 UFOs that you see on the top. The bottom 2 photographs come from 1942, February 24th, February 25th, in the middle of the night, where Los Angeles, California seemed to be invaded by this object here, and the military fired thousands of rounds at this object, which you can see more clearly on the right, and missing the object with all of these barrage of artillery. Several people actually died on the ground as a result of this LA invasion, the Battle of Los Angeles, guys. And here's another recreation photograph taken or supposedly representing what happened in 1952, guys, July 12th, 1952, which we had a wave of UFO sightings over the United States, over our capital, and here we see a fleet of UFOs. As I said, this is a recreation photograph. I do believe there's actual real photographs and real film from this event, but they've never been released. But yes, in fact, the government has known about the existence of these UFOs, which they now renamed UAPs, and I don't actually like that moniker. I much more prefer UFOs.